You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now. That was a disastrous intro.
Which internet are you using?
We're using the hotspot now.
Okay.
How does it work?
All right.
All right,
yes,
guys.
we did it.
We're here.
Sorry for the.
Sorry, guys.
I
Sound.
hope you didn't hear the cursing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, we hear you. Everyone can hear us. All right, cool.
We're chilling. Sorry for the late start. We were fixing up the Monerotopia.com website literally moments before we went live because we're launching Monerotopia 2023.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should first go around the room, and if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Sure. So maybe you can recognize me from a profile pic. I'm Stoic, and I'll pass it over.
Maybe you can recognize me from my profile pic. I'm Monero Boating. Nice to see you here.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. So you guys are currently in the Mexico City area. I don't know. I never know how much information I want to divulge about people.
No, anything.
You're here right now.
I'm a pretty open guy, so yeah, pretty much anything. The only reason I'm wearing sunnies is because it's sunny out now. So otherwise, I'd be fully exposed.
Yes. So you guys are currently residing in Mexico City.
For me personally, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of a traveling around the world. So the first stop for us after the prison island of Australia was Mexico. It was pretty much one of the only countries that would accept me and my girlfriend. It was either between here, Vietnam, El Salvador. The visas for Vietnam were a bit difficult. And next stop is El Salvador. So now that the world's opening up a bit more, we can obviously travel a bit more unvaccinated as well.
And yeah, I'm always bouncing around. I like this country a lot. There's a lot of freedom here, and there's some not so good things, but it's not a bad country.
It's not a bad country. It's an awesome country.
We've been loving it, man. I mean, we've obviously been.
This is like our third time.
But this is the first time we really hung out in Mexico City, and even this time, I guess we're not giving it enough time. We're only here for a couple of days, but this area, like this vicinity right here with Roma, is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very impressed.
Just like anywhere else in Europe, I think it's got I was saying to my girlfriend yesterday, it's got pretty much whenever you go around any normal place in Europe, it's got the exact same vibes here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. We've been staying in the ghetto recently, so it's a good
It's a nice change.
bit of refreshment. Yeah, needles on the ground and homeless people everywhere, and it's just the whole general.
That's a whole
we call it hay, the general smell of the place.
Yeah, you were telling us the shower situations aren't the best,
Aren't
right?
Yeah, that's right.
I've
But
heard
that's
traumatizing stories.
There's always something wrong.
Well, no complaints with our Airbnb
No,
here.
it's
actually
been awesome.
Which is one of the reasons. So Monerotopia 2023 will be in Mexico City, actually in this region in Roma. We found an amazing venue thanks to Monero Boating. And we pretty much closed the deal with them. Boating, did you launch the website?
I did.
All right.
I hope everything is fine. My hands are still sweating, but
And we do last minute
Put
here.
him under pressure.
This is what happened. This is what I
We get a lot done.
hang out
in a
with
small
all the
amount of
time.
time.
more than I thought I could.
It's like crazy. That's why, like, yeah.
Yeah,
As you
we
can,
run around
now
like
you
maniacs.
know firsthand. Like right before the show, we're like running like maniacs.
Cindy, if you want to bring it up,
Yeah.
Monero Boating did a wonderful job. But yeah, what I wanted to say was, I mean, part of the reason we want to do it in Mexico City because it's really accessible. Mexico City is globally accessible. You don't have to deal with crazy visa situations like you do with the U.S. I think pretty much anyone, anywhere can get here. And additionally, the cost of living, Airbnbs, hotels, whatever it is astronomically more affordable compared
Absolutely.
to Miami.
Definitely.
And you're getting, I think, a lot more, like you're getting a lot better value in addition.
And there's
Lots
probably
of
better
culture.
parking too.
Yeah.
Better parking.
Better parking.
Better parking. Delicious
better
food.
That's right.
Better drinks.
Better
That's right.
drinks.
Beautiful
Cheaper drinks.
women.
Beautiful. We just yes.
So yeah, that's part of it, guys. We scoped out the area in terms of places that people can stay. We found some really good cheap hotels. We'll post those soon. We'll get
You want to
those
go
up.
over the website? It's
Yeah.
showing.
We'll go over the website. So we'll post those up soon. Obviously, Airbnbs. I'd recommend checking those out. What I want to get out there is anybody who's looking to potentially come to Monerotopia in Mexico City, just act fast. Buy your ticket fast because that helps
It'll
us
be
because then the event has more momentum. It makes it easier for us with like making decisions. It takes a lot of pressure off of us. And number two, it makes it easier for you. It'll be a lot cheaper. So we're greatly reducing the price for the early bird ticket and for the VIP ticket. I guess we'll get into what those are. But then additionally for just like grabbing an Airbnb and grabbing a hotel and grabbing your plane ticket, if you do all those things like now, up front, it's going to be really super, super affordable for everyone. That's. I just wanted to make sure I got that out to everybody.
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't know if you want to tell them the price at the moment, but I thought it was quite humorous.
Yeah. So, we were going to price it in Monero itself. We're having a little issue. So we're using the Monero gateway, which uses integrated with WooCommerce, but there's no boating. There's no way to price in Monero using WooCommerce, right?
It's tricky. Maybe there's a way, but I have to. If somebody knows how, you can tell me via DM, or I'll look at it.
Yeah, because we were going to price it in Monero, forcing people to basically account in Monero, use Monero as your unit of account. But we're forced to use the fiat dollar as a unit of account. So it's going to be $69.42 for the general admission, early bird. So that's going to go up. And then for the VIP, it's going to be $169 early bird. And big difference with the VIP is you're going to get access to the speaker dinner. So we're going to have a dinner on the probably the first night. I guess we should say the date, right? It's going to be May 6th and
May
7th.
6th and 7th.
May 6th and 7th. That's a weekend. That's a Saturday and Sunday.
And the venue, tell them the venue is awesome.
Oh, the venue is
place.
amazing. It's so
I don't know.
cool.
Can you bring up a link to the venue?
Well, here's a little entrance video. Let's tease people. Let's not show the location. There you go.
The venue's beautiful. It's juxtaposed to, it's like right next to a park, right? A public park, I believe. And it's land that this group basically adversely possessed like 30 years ago. I think it was government land, and
Yeah.
they took it over, and they never left. And I guess that the government has allowed them to do so. And I think at this point it's their land through adverse possession, I would assume, or some legal form. But it's amazing. I mean, it's just a commune type setup. Lots of little things going on there. People hanging out, selling their handmade things. They have different events all the time. Very community oriented, and so venue's beautiful. And a really cool part about it is we're going to use their resources. So they're really tapped into the community. because they have all these events going all the time, we're going to be able to partner with essentially a local marketplace that comes and sets up their market there during some of the weekends at the venue. So we're going to partner with them, and we're going to have their marketplace take place during the conference, and we're going to get all the vendors to agree to accept Monero for that day. So we'll have a built-in Monero accepting marketplace with a bunch of local Mexico City vendors.
Hopefully some delicious food too.
Yeah, delicious food, cool, crafts and items. If things go right, it's going to be pretty amazing.
I'm sure this is going to be my first Monerotopia, so I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be good.
And yeah, anything else I should be saying about the venue, or what do you?
Well, I didn't go to the venue, so I'm really not sure.
I
will be surprised. You guys sitting at home, you've seen more than me.
They have their little orchard, and they farm with permaculture and collect rainwater. It's a nice, interesting philosophy. The owner also seems very interesting guy.
Yeah, part of it is, they don't just associate with anybody. We had to explain Monero, explain ourselves, explain why we're so passionate about this, what we're up to, and we put all our cards on the table. And he had one question. He was like, are you guys trying to destroy the central banks? And we gave him a stern response of yes. And he was pretty much sold on that. So they seem to align with our values. They like our mission. They like what Monero is up to. And so I think it's all going to work out well.
It's looking good, definitely.
Yeah. But the one thing I want to say, so the reason why the VIP ticket is so high is because the real value you're going to get there is we're going to have the speaker dinner the first night. It's going to include everything. And, we'll have all the speakers there that are hanging out. They'll come and have the dinner with us. So it's going to be well worth it. Plus, I think we'll have it where, you'll get free drinks and treats throughout the day. Last year we had Monero's glasses, shades for everybody. This year we'll have some other swag item. We're working on that. We're getting a local that's making some cool swag for the conference. We accomplished that today as well. We've been all around this city.
All right, and it's only been 2 days.
But yeah, I think that's it. That's enough about the conference, right? I think we
get your tickets.
Get
today,
the word
guys.
out, guys. Please,
Mexico City, May 6th and 7th, 2023. Monerotopia 23.
Please take action. We're gonna punish you by raising the price in hopes of encouraging you to take action quick, because that makes it a lot easier for us in terms of dealing with everything. And there'll be a lot more details coming soon in terms of speakers and everything. But you could count on the fact that we're gonna have quality talks and things like that. It's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, and for those that want to reach out, and if you want to be like a vendor, a speaker, whatever, email us at Monerotopia@protonmail.com. So
yeah, or if you have any other weird questions,
yeah.
I'm sure you will.
You don't want to ask on air. Or
you want to be that annoying Monero person, please, by all means, please do. Ask away. Yeah, anything else we should bring up? I think
that's really it.
All right, we're good. Should we jump to the news, and then we could?
We got to see if Tony is. Hi, Tony. Are you ready? Are you watching? Are you ready?
And then we'll continue our convo here with our special guests in person.
He's in the process of getting.
All right, so we'll wait for Tony. We'll wait for Tony.
Yeah.
About price report. Do we have price report?
Oh,
price
Body's
report
supposed to be here. Yeah.
Is insane right now. Crazy things going on. What do you guys think about the price action right now? Is the bottom in?
I think so. I think it might be. Nobody knows really, but I'm pretty confident it is.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Obviously, no one knows where the bottom is. Mentally, I think that's probably more important. Mentally, I'm somewhere for Bitcoin between 10 to 13K. It might fall a little bit further, but I think in any case, it's a great time to be buying. I think the market's completely illogical right now. So with that said, it should bounce back. And
yeah, it feels like we got that kind of that black swan event we were waiting for that would cause a capitulation, right, with FTX.
Sure. And I mean, on a small time frame, it's still looking bearish, obviously.
Yeah.
We've set a lower high below 20K or below 18K, I think it was. So, yeah, it might fall a bit further, but in any case, for me, not financial advice, but I don't care what happens. I'm buying, and
I've been buying since 50K.
Right.
Buying dip after dip.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same here. We swooped in finally to pick up a little bit. I mean, it's getting cheap. Yeah, I was kind of on your side. I was waiting for like I was thinking like 14K, but I mean, I think it hit like 15.
I think it went into the 16s.
No, I think it broke. I think it hit 15.
It went into 15.
So I just feel like maybe that's low enough, right? Like, yeah, I don't think
maybe, but
yeah.
markets are irrational.
Yeah, you'll
so
never know. But anyway, good time to buy. I'm sure Bawdy will go into the details.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Yep, he's setting up, just adding his other screen.
But it's always a good time to spend Monero and use Monero for privacy. It doesn't care about price.
That's right.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's another thing, guys. For the Monerotopia, make sure you bring some Monero because you're gonna need it. Everything at the event will be sold for Monero.
No dirty fiat.
No dirty fiat. We're gonna try. It's gonna be too much work to accomplish, but I would like to try to get a few people that can rent their apartments for Monero. If I could figure that out locally, like Airbnb is tough. They have that on such lockdown. Like they don't even want you communicating with the people that run the place. Like they have an algo that like reads community. Like if you put in your phone number, it like doesn't even let your email. Doesn't let you. It doesn't like the Airbnb is watching. They don't want you making deals outside of Airbnb.
Of course.
But trying to figure out if we could find a few Airbnbs, even like 5, that would be willing to just rent directly with Monero and throw that up there as an option for people that want. That'd be cool.
Sure. We can get some Monero pads going. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Better start the revolution in Mexico.
Bawdy, what do you think? You think that's pie in the sky? You think we could figure that out somehow?
People are definitely more open than I thought here.
Yeah.
I was telling them that I have never Douglas two-man anybody until this venue, and they're pretty open. They're pretty open to accepting Monero, and people in Mexico are used to working around the system because the system doesn't work here very well. So yeah, I think you can get some.
Yeah, I ran into some vendors outside of the venue that already knew about Monero. Guy was selling CBD, and then I think other just like regular like marijuana product, but you had to like become a member of, I guess, because obviously it's not legal in Mexico. So.
No, it is legal. You can have a permit, and you can smoke it and grow it in your house.
For example.
Yeah.
at our Airbnb.
This is not mine, but yeah.
Okay. So wait, but is it legal for anybody at this point to consume marijuana?
You need a permit from the government. So
you need a permit even for that, for personal consumption. And...
Yeah. Some people don't like to tell the government they're smoking weed, but some don't have a problem and want to.
Okay.
I think you can grow up to 4 plants or something like that in your house.
Okay. It's so funny. It's like just make it legal, right? Like I love like they're taking these baby steps.
It's because of popularity. I think.
Yeah. It's
obvious, and everybody does weed in the street.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of it around here. People in the street. In Australia, it's still tight on lockdown. They're not budging an inch.
Yeah, New York City has leapfrogged. It's now completely legal. They haven't figured out the selling. They're going to create a licensing system for that. So right now it's gray area with that. So you see shops just selling it everywhere because they don't need the licenses yet. But they're going to put that in place. But to consume, I mean, a cop sees you walking down the street smoking weed, you're not getting in trouble. In New York City.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah. No, not Mexico City. No, that I know. I almost learned that the hard way, right? But,
of course. All right,
but my point was the guy is knew about Monero and accepting Monero. Go ahead.
Good stuff. I will move on to the price report. The Monerotopia price report segment is sponsored by Local Monero. Avoid using KYC exchanges. Buy and sell Monero directly for fiat, peer-to-peer.
What happened?
Hello, Bawdy. Hello.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you guys doing? Looks like y'all are having a good time down there.
Yeah, man. We would have loved to add you to the party, but I know you weren't able to make it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had something come up that was important, a commitment that I had made, and the timing didn't quite work out.
No worries.
Glad you can make it.
Yeah, glad you were able to make it virtually.
Yeah. So how's everyone holding up? Is this latest crash? No one's calling the suicide hotline, I hope.
Not us, not this group. I think these are, the type of people that don't really care about price.
Yeah.
And then we've been
I
too
had a
busy
friend
to really even care about it. But go ahead.
I had a friend in another group that was kind of making some jokes, and I was like, whoa, 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 hang on, hang on. Like, this shit's no joke. People actually do this. Like, do you need a phone call? Like, he's like, no, I'm totally joking. I was like, okay. So, but seriously though, like, if you have a friend out there that is talking like that, that's like, you might be able to save a life. People have killed themselves during times like this. So, we're going to get out of this. It's going to be fine ultimately, but a lot of people can't see that. So just, kind of a sad topic, but it's real. It does happen. So if you have a friend that's making jokes or says anything like that, just talk to him, just follow up with them.
Yeah, good point, man. Very, very good point. I've had moments, where I've lost quite a bit. I don't trade, but there's a reason why I don't trade, because I've learned lessons from when I was younger, and yeah, it could be very demoralizing and very depressing. It's all perception at the end of the day. So if you're out there and you're thinking really bad thoughts about all this, I mean, this is when you got to take a step back, put things into perception, and realize there's a lot more to life than money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
All right.
don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't jump. Don't do it.
Step back from the ledge.
Step back.
Don't be a what's it called? Cliche.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So,
into it.
out of the way,
But not,
Now that we've set the stage,
Positive.
to the less, it can only get better from here, right?
That's right.
can it?
It's never
Well, let's
when
hope.
you're thinking about not killing yourself.
Yeah.
The price can't be good.
he brings up a good point, though, right? I mean, I think we've all adjusted personally, right? But there's those that are out there, especially young people that are like just getting into this. Maybe they threw in their whole life savings. Especially if you're young, if it's your whole life savings, then you really have nothing to worry about because you got the rest of your life to make money.
It happens. Like, it really happens. It was on my mind because someone yesterday in a group had said something like that, and I was like, whoa, I couldn't tell if they were serious or not. And so it just kind of, I mean, I've seen it happen before, so it's just, it's not a bad thing to say during times like this. Now, I think for us, for Monero, like, I think a lot of us are pretty optimistic, to be honest. I don't see any major problems with our chart. I think the worst that happens is we double bottom. So we've got this point right here, which was the low back in June. And I think Monero is set up so strong that I just don't see us going any lower than this point right here. I drew this yellow circle just the other day, which is kind of my target. If you're the trading type, I would recommend setting your buy orders probably right around 110 and then set them all the way down through like maybe $90. Let's see, I think Binance has predictably turned off withdrawals for a couple hours today. Here's our price divergences. This is volume weighted, so it tells you how price is diverging relative to volume. One of the things that's so predictable about this chart, so you'll notice that price starts diverging downwards, where Binance and everyone in concert, for whatever reason, decides that they're going to sell a bunch of Monero and list it at a lower price than Kraken. And of course, it happens while price is crashing. You'll notice they kind of had to pay that back over here if they want to keep withdrawals open. And I do think we're having an impact. I think all of the kind of like social Reddit, Twitter stuff we talk about, hey, Binance, why are y'all shutting down withdrawals? We're just constantly hammering that home. And I think it does get them negative press. And I don't think they want too much of that negative press. So I think they try and ride the line as close as they can to keeping withdrawals just barely open most of the time. So you'll see these times where, they have to pay this right here. They have to pay it back by offering a little bit higher Monero prices later on. But it's so cliche. It just seems like every time we crash, they want to try and hammer the price even extra hard on Monero. It's like a psychological game. Let's see, the shorts here have been not too much. I mean, we're a little bit net short. You can see here, 2021, 2022, we were basically in net short for almost the entire bull market. And then we're still in net shorts down here, but it's not anything at the magnitudes that we were at previously. Like here during the bull market, we had really high magnitudes on all of the positions there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Monero dominance. This is kind of an interesting structure. You don't, or at least I personally don't see this too much, where you've kind of got this very long-term broadening structure. Right now, things look pretty good. I mean, I would still like to hit this kind of vertical area right here and get back to this area. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. It's going to be really hard to break this structure overall. This kind of looks like price is maybe topping out here, and maybe it wants to pull back some. At some point, I would imagine we'll probably bump into that. And the question is, if we can get above that, that's probably a good sign, but it's hard to say for sure that we would or not. But this is a very long-term chart, right? This is a weekly chart. Let's take a look at the ratio. Yeah, ratio's just been kind of chilling, hasn't been doing too much for quite a long time. Like, we had some really solid performance and then we just flattened out. But I mean, this is good. You know, Bitcoin crypto prices are crashing. We're still holding our own relative to Bitcoin. We could take a look at some of our relative valuations as well. Yeah, here we go. This one's a good one. This is our price relative to Zcash, and we just keep, I mean, it's just steady up and up and up and up. This was, again, during the bull market when they print all of their unbacked stable coins and they pump all of their favorite scam tokens or cash grab tokens. But I mean, we're basically back, we're at all-time highs now versus Zcash. So the market, the fundamental forces of the market are slowly but steadily revealing themselves. And this is a trend I very much expect to continue. We've got Litecoin, for whatever reason, has been performing really well in general relative to Monero as well. We've got Ripple. At some point, I do expect that we're going to break through this descending, this downsloping line here. Who knows when that will be? It looked a lot like it might happen right here, and then Ripple just massively pumped. This might be more of the long game. It could take us a little bit longer before we break this chart. But again, we just see this everywhere. It just looks like we have so much strength against other coins, and I think that's going to continue. Let's go ahead and take a look at the good old trusty regression analysis. We'll start zoomed out again just to give people a nice perspective on what we're looking at here. Right, this is the big picture with the red line being the absolute sort of the absolute lower boundary for Bitcoin price, at least in a statistical sense, right? This doesn't account for fundamental things and whichever exchanges might go bankrupt soon. But ultimately, we have come very, very close to hitting this line here. Yesterday, we came within 13%. So that's getting really close. And to me, like, this is my rebuy point. I've been sitting on a bunch of capital, a bunch of stuff that I sold, stable coins and gold and cash, and I want to rebuy. I really don't like sitting out of the market, and especially don't like sitting in a stable coin, which has counterparty risk. I would much rather buy at the statistically, most opportune moment to buy, and then just chill on my crypto because, you get all the benefits of self-custody, no counterparty risk. And it's hard, like, because occasionally we do get these crazy big pumps, and when you're missing out on those pumps and you're like, ooh, did I miss the bottom? I don't know, did I miss the bottom? But, if I give myself the best chances to get back in the market and then to just chill, like, that's the best thing. Because honestly, I hate trading. I love markets and I love analysis and I love doing all this stuff here, but I hate executing and managing trades. I don't know, I don't find it enjoyable. Maybe I need to form a team with some people that can, I'll do the analysis and they can do the trade execution and management. I'm actually thinking about that, but maybe not, And then if we want to take a look at the broader markets, stock markets are actually doing pretty good, which is kind of surprising. We had some pretty massive pumps here. And I would imagine that without this kind of positive movement, it's likely that crypto and Bitcoin would be a little bit lower than it is now. Still, though, to me, this is not the place that you want to try and catch a falling knife. You want to be patient. You want to try and wait for those targets. Again, you want to wait for Bitcoin to be somewhere in the $14,000 area. And then on these other charts, so where Monero, I kind of expect it to double bottom. Again, so this is Ethereum now. I expect Ethereum to double bottom as well, somewhere in between these two horizontal lines here. Again, because that goes back to other levels. If you go on the weekly chart, this makes more sense on the weekly chart. Yeah. So again, to me, this just isn't the place where you want to catch a falling knife. But what's interesting is that it looks like Ethereum and Monero are going to double bottom, but Bitcoin dominance right now is actually crashing, even though the rest of the markets are all crashing. Bitcoin dominance is almost back at its local swing lows from the past couple years. So this is kind of what I've been talking about. I've been expecting that Bitcoin dominance was just not going to perform nearly as well this bull market. So again, I've got this kind of yellow line circled. I leave these big yellow circles for me just so I can sort of maintain my perspective, and then later, once we get out here to 2023, I can see how well my forecast held up. So again, it's just, this looks like it could continually, progressively move down. But we're getting close to a really solid moment to rebuy. And even if you rebought here, like if your first buy order was like 15.5, that would have been a good spot. Like you could rebuy there and be somewhat confident that you're giving yourself a good risk to reward. Personally, I'm still going to wait till we get a bit down here, but you really could look at starting to rebuy. You don't want to YOLO your whole stack into it, but you could take 10, 20%, 30% and start rebuying. Maybe if we get back down to these levels. Other than that, I think everything. Oh, the dollar. Yeah. So Dixie has decided to take a really big pullback. These purple and blue lines is what I've said for really pretty much since maybe around March of this year. I've been expecting that we would get between these lines. Those are the lifetime upper standard deviation and kind of the next level up from that. So you can see we kind of basically just reversed at that point. So the dollar has been taking a pretty significant pullback. That's a good sign that we could be in for a nice big sustained rally at some point. I do expect that with the Fed raising rates still, we're going to end up back in this area again sometime next year. But overall, like things are looking potentially okay for the markets. There was the last thing that I wanted to show you was the inflation rate. We talked about this last week. So you can see that, let's look at this a bit more broad picture. So this was all the crazy inflation we had. Again, white is CPI, blue is core inflation. The Federal Reserve says that they pay more attention to the core inflation than they do to CPI, and that's what they want to see come down. So the CPI has been making a pretty good, it's been coming off its highs pretty well. This last month's data, I think it was yesterday, the CPI had gone down by 0.5%, which was pretty decent. But the core only went down by 0.3%, and you can see that we're still kind of like, it's still elevated. But if we see Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Monero hit my targets, and then let's suppose in December we see this drop down, below 6%, that would be a really good sign for us. Because if inflation starts to come down, the Fed can pause those rate hikes, and that can only be, or that will mostly be a good thing for risk assets. So yeah, the fact that inflation came down a little bit, I think, had a big factor in why the market's pumped, because the markets really want to pump here. Like you can just see that the psychology of everybody is they want those gains back. They want to get something back. They're ready to put their money back into the market, and they're kind of looking for any reason to do so. So if we get good inflation numbers that come down again in December, I imagine that sets us up pretty well for some upside action. But just be careful in cryptocurrency right now. This probably isn't quite over. We probably still have some more bankruptcies to be seen, but just get ready. Like there could be some really good buying opportunities coming up here very soon. And with that, I think that's about all I have for you guys today.
All right, man. So the price could go up, but the price could go down. We don't know. Nobody does. Nobody does. What kind of odds would you put on the bottom have already being hit, like when we saw the dip, whatever it was yesterday or day before, when it dipped below 16K?
Man, that's tough. I would give it a 30% chance. I pulled that out my ass, but
wow,
I would say 30% chance.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so you think it's basically just going to be, obviously it's going to be, we don't know what will cause it to continue to dwindle down, but you think that the FTX stuff has yet to fully play out, and there's a lot more pain to come with regards to the FTX?
There might not necessarily be a lot more pain to come, but FTX was spidered into a lot of different stuff. There was so many different companies that had exposure to FTX. I think I want to say I heard the rumor that BlockFi might be the next one to drop. There's still companies out there that haven't failed, that have not been liquidated, and were probably operating on some kind of margin leverage, somewhat fraudulent basis, or Ponzinomics kind of basis. So FTX today went officially into bankruptcy, and that's going to take a long time to sort out. And again, all of the other companies that are wrapped up and associated with FTX, they might be on their last legs right now. They might be scrambling to try and figure out how to stay alive for the next couple months. So it's very possible that we could see a few more of these liquidations happen. Especially again, because we're in an environment where monetary contraction is just continuing. So as the months go by, as cash becomes less and less available, at least if cash stays becoming less and less available, yeah, you could see a few more of these liquidation bankruptcy events. Now, FTX being such a big piece of the crypto market, that's the kind of thing that we're looking at. It would say, this is getting really close to an ultimate capitulation kind of event. We still have the Gox coin to come that are going to get released in like January, maybe February, maybe March, who knows? But they're getting close. Like people are confirming their banking details. People are making accounts on Kraken. So Kraken is going to be the one receiving all of the Gox Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Kraken is going to be making the distribution of the coin. And then the Mt. Gox trustee is just going to send that all to Kraken. So there's still some black swans on the horizon. We're not out of the woods yet, but we are finally getting to that place where it's like, okay, we are finally at the potential that we're at the bottom, or that we're very close to the bottom.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. No. It feels like we're near. I would say good time to accumulate if you haven't been already.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel comfortable saying that at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think the best way to do it is just to set multiple buy orders, and that way you're getting little bites at a time. Because the markets can go lower than we think, but sometimes they can just stop and not go any lower at all. So it's a good way to get yourself exposed and make sure that you're getting in the market at decent prices without having to necessarily just like drop your entire net worth into a rebuy all at once.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, I don't really pick up crypto all too often. I wait for opportune times like this, and otherwise I like to go direct from fiat into Monero. But once in a while, I do like using a centralized exchange, just easier, and using my bank, and I could get dollars in there. But it seems like whenever I go to do it at the opportune time, I just can't get into the exchange. So I had this experience multiple times historically, and now just recently again. I signed into my Coinbase account for the first time in quite some time, and I signed in a few months ago, anticipating that I might be ready to use my connected bank account to quickly buy some crypto, some Bitcoin, so then I can make its way into Monero or whatever. And sure enough, I think it was early yesterday morning here in Mexico, was when it was below 16, and yeah, I was unable to purchase on Coinbase. It's always the way. I went to purchase. First, I wasn't able to get in the website. Finally, I was able to get in. And then when I went to make the purchase, it was saying like not enough funds in your bank account. And I'm like checking my bank account. I'm like, there's plenty of funds. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like talking to customer service, and they're like, oh, I don't know. It's your bank account. It's not us. It's the bank. And then sure enough, like 2 hours later, I'm able to make the transaction after it went from 15.5.
Uh-oh.
Are we back?
I
Maybe.
believe so. Hi, guys.
Sorry about that, guys.
Can you hear
We're-
us?
We're using a hotspot.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Don't get too excited. Okay, yeah, it's connected. You're back. Yay. Sorry about that, guys.
Did anybody hang on? Because
Yeah, a lot of
somebody-
people. No, we still have a decent amount of viewers.
All right, we're
actually.
back, guys.
We
We're
love
back.
you.
We're back.
Thank you.
As Sunita was stressing out, we were sipping on mezcal over here.
So, oh wait.
Hey, can any of y'all hear me
Now
right
we
now?
can hear you.
Oh,
yeah, we can hear you.
Buddy,
If
now.
y'all can
you there?
hear me on the show, let me know.
I think he's
Yeah,
like
we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear
Right?
you.
Everything is loud, I think.
Is he delayed? Is that
I
like
think
a
he's
delayed?
delayed. But let's
I think he might have said that like 5 minutes ago.
all right. Well, we're gonna move on because again, also battery usage. So let's
Sure.
move on.
Let's move on. We're gonna move on to the news report.
Thank
You
you,
can't
buddy.
stop
We'll
us,
you
guys.
can't
We're
stop
gonna keep going.
All right, Tony, you're almost ready, right?
We got Tony calling in from wherever he may be.
Wherever he may be. Can he even hear us? He's like, let me let's put on our. All right, let's do our weekly.
And now for our weekly news segment.
He doesn't realize we're on.
Tony.
Hi, Tony. Can you hear us?
I'm just packing my bags from Mexico. Give me a second. I have my, I have my
I was
hats,
wondering what you were doing.
Tony, we were
my
expecting you, man.
pants. I know. Wait, hold on.
All right, let's move it, Tony, because we got
Tony.
36%. we love it. We love it. But let's go.
I
Good to
know.
see you.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Well, actually, we had a hurricane the day that I was supposed to fly in, so I wouldn't have been able to come anyway. But
Aw.
everybody,
Well, thank you.
Save it for Monerotopia
There you go.
2023.
Save your funds for them.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys, let's get
News of the
into
week.
it.
Yeah, take it away.
Okay.
Can you share your screen?
Yes.
All righty. You're back and working. I hear all three of you. Awesome. I think everyone has their mic on.
Yep.
We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, let's do this. Go, Tony.
right.
Go.
We're low on battery.
We're low on battery.
I
so
know. I
let's
know.
move-
I know.
We got
So
dinner
I'm gonna
reserved.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna play a minute of this video. Essentially, the Dutch government. It's not even funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. You guys put me in a different state. So essentially, the Dutch government is going to propose, or has proposed, on a bill in which they're going to monitor transactions over 100 euros. So we're gonna play a minute of this video. And I do like this guy. He's pretty funny, so you guys will enjoy
If
it.
you keep your money in the bank just for a rainy day, that might not be rain coming down, just the chairman of the bank urinating on your head from his office window. On this show a couple of months back, our pal Leilani Dowding went to her local branch to withdraw a modest sum under 500 quid and was asked by the bank clerk for what purpose she needed the money. Leilani being Leilani, she opened what I believe our American friends call a can of whoop-ass on the clerk. But the constraints on your use of your money are tightening around the world. The Dutch government has a new bill proposing to monitor all transactions over 100 euros. That's about 100 quid, or indeed $100. All Western currencies are mysteriously converging right now, almost as if in preparation for the introduction of the digital Klaus Schwab mark across the entire Western world. Eva Velardinger broke the least deranged Dutch person in the Netherlands joins me. Can this really be true, Eva, that every single transaction over 100 euros is now going to be recorded and monitored by the state?
Should I keep going, or she's just gonna explain that? You know.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
After a 20% drop, there's never been, even after a 20% drop, there's never been a better time to own Monero than now.
Of course.
After this shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
all the stars almost unfortunately are aligning, right? Like it's Monero is the inverse to the dystopia. As things get, more and more dystopic, Monero gets more and more valuable, I'd say, right?
100%.
I mean, I say, Monero is insurance against clown world, so it's win-win either way. Either Monero goes up in value, or there's no dystopia. So
now
it's
granted,
win-win.
I did eat bugs last night.
You did, and I was disappointed.
But I got the waiter to accept the tip of Monero, so I feel like I
did.
broke even.
You made up for it, for sure. And it was
What bugs did you eat?
I ordered guacamole, not
Yeah,
realizing
yeah.
it came with little mini crickets on top.
He ate a
Oh
cricket.
my god.
Little fry. Yeah, they're conditioning me because
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I'm totally for it too. They actually look good, you know. I went home and said to my girlfriend, they
Yeah.
actually look good. I'd like to try it.
And I was
but
like, you know what? I'll
just on principle.
pass on the steak. Just give me another round. Give me just some larger crickets.
good protein. Were you happy though? Were you happy?
I was happy. I ate bugs and I was happy. All right, sorry. Next story. Next story.
We can find you on WF, but who knows? Maybe.
But yeah, not surprised that they're trying to monitor all. I think they already are monitoring all trends.
Okay, can you guys still hear me? Hello? 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 Can you guys still hear me, chat? Oh no. Oh, okay, okay. Wow, okay. I guess I'll just. So we are okay. Okay, good. I'll just keep going. Chat here is it, Tony? Okay. Then we'll just move on. That's fine, and they'll come back. So let's talk about not this one. Let's talk about Twitter Blue now. Oh, okay, good. So let's talk about Twitter Blue. Is it actually combating bots, or
Okay, back. We're back.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, Tony, go.
I don't know how the stream hasn't
guys.
completely died. Like, how is it still
Thank
alive?
you all for being patient with
Yeah.
us. We're on a roof. The hotspot just keeps going in and out. I don't know why. But anyways, take it
We
away, Tony.
apologize, guys. Tony, story. Go fast. 2x.
Yeah, 2x.
Okay, 2x. Okay. So is Twitter Blue efficient? Essentially, people are making their own. They're making a Twitter account and then they're impersonating other people, and now they can purchase a verification badge so that they actually look legit. But they might change an I or a little letter so that it looks like is in fact the original. So this company is selling or producing insulin, and someone made an account and said that we are excited to announce insulin is free now. And then it costs the company billions of dollars because of that, because it just went down. Another case that we have is, well, this one is not as bad, but someone made an account under the name of Nestle Death Cult, and then they named it Nestle, then they bought a verification badge and just wrote or tweeted, "We steal your water and sell it back to you," which I thought is funny. Or this one is.
I don't understand. Like, it's obvious that this is a problem. Why? Like, Elon knew this before they actually launched it because people already said this is going to be a problem. So why didn't they, like, make some changes beforehand?
I tweeted that I'm getting spammed by official accounts, well, verified accounts, and somebody tweeted something very smart, that Elon's getting $8 for spam bot. Every spam bot is paying Elon $8. So yeah,
that's proof of work, I suppose.
Yeah,
proof of work. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not even the $8. You need a unique phone number and a unique credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more difficult than
Lots
even
of
just
stuff.
sending $8, right?
You have to be verified.
Yeah. So Tony, what's the tie into Monero? How does this relate? How can we relate this to Monero?
Well, what I'm thinking about is, as you said about needing a credit card, and that obviously is tied to an identity. So what is going to happen? Like, are those people going to be targeted? Because, for example, this is pretty serious. Like, they lost a lot of money. Like, they lost billions of dollars because of it. I mean, I guess I'm sure they'll recover, but this is pretty serious. And it happened to a couple other companies. So how do we relate it to Monero? Well, remember when well, okay, I'm gonna segue a little bit. Remember how Tesla used to accept Bitcoin for the product? Why won't they do it with? Why won't they accept Monero? He wanted Dogecoin. He wanted to accept Dogecoin at some point, but why won't he accept Monero? Or I'm sure he knows about Monero, But I don't know. It's just a mess for now, and
Yeah, it's just Elon being Elon right now. We'll see what happens with Twitter.
All right, next one.
All right, and next, everybody. So let's talk about EU and regulations, because every single time something happens, as it has with FTX, and we'll go into it in a bit, the EU drops or is talking about harsher regulations, and this one is interesting. So they're talking about privacy coins and how to handle them in the future, but. And Moneroti wrote something very interesting. The European MiCA law wants to restrict you the possibility to have a non-custodial wallet. In a nutshell, they forbid the only thing that could have protected you against the FTX scam. You know, so they should promote self-custody. They shouldn't. So it's certainly interesting. And then by the way, guys, you have all the links in the description. So if you do want to check out the links, and you're free to do so. But yeah, they do mention privacy once in 79 pages, and it says, to that end, the EBA shall pay particular attention to products, transactions, and technologies that may favor anonymity, such as privacy wallets, mixers, or tumblers. And if you want to, you can read more of the article. It's pretty long, but it's certainly interesting. But
I mean, that's fun.
They're fighting a losing battle with Monero. They're going to try to slow it down, but there's no way they can succeed at that.
All right.
Actually, that'll be a good thing, because then they're actually forced to download Cake Wallet, Monerujo. They're forced to actually get Monero. So that'll be interesting. But I'll be shocked if that would happen. But I hope it would. But now let's actually get into BlockFi and FTX and all these things, because there's a lot to it. Yeah, so essentially, you guys know about what happened with FTX, and now BlockFi wrote that we are shocked and dismayed by the news regarding FTX and Alameda. We, like the rest of the world, found out about the situation through Twitter. Given the lack of clarity on the status of FTX, FTX US, and Alameda, we are not able to operate business as usual. Until there is further clarity, we're limiting platform activity, including pausing client withdrawals as allowed under our terms. So don't use BlockFi, don't use FTX. Stop using centralized exchanges. Take back your crypto. It's really important. And I'll get into FTX in a bit, but I want to talk about proof of reserves. So Binance tweeted, all crypto exchanges should do Merkle tree proof of reserves. Banks run on fractional reserves. Crypto exchanges should not. Binance will start to do proof of reserves soon, full transparency, and they have disclosed how much Bitcoin they have, how much Ethereum, and other things. And I forgot who did it as well, like what exchange, but essentially they hold more Shiba Inu than Ethereum. And I thought that was really interesting. But I forgot which one specifically. But then Monero tweeted about the proof of reserves. In the interest of transparency, Monero developers are publishing the first ever rich list of Monero addresses. This will forever prove our continuing commitment to having the most professional users around. Take a look. The report may surprise you. Fuck that. Monero says no. Monero blockchain noobs can't see shit about their self-custodial wallets. Monero is the only major asset that provides privacy to everyone. So proof of reserves by exchanges are important. However, you should never leave assets in someone else's control. And I think, yeah, okay, then we'll get into FTX. Let's also just watch this one. We're going to have a little break. Then we'll get into the heavy stuff. It's just Biden giving his usual talks,
I just found it interesting. Biden's being
You want to put it louder, Tony?
Oh yeah, it's not loud enough. One sec. Oops. Do that like that. That's okay. Oof. Hope it's not a blast.
Biden's being Biden's being extremist.
Beautiful. There's not even a P in extremist. You know. So
What was
Biden's
I missed this one. I missed this one on Twitter. I'm glad I did.
I don't know. I guess he's a Papa Kappa. Moving on, guys. This guy fucks 5 million people at once. I guess you guys know him by now. His name is Sam. Sam used to be the CEO of FTX. He's not anymore, and there's people that are being fired from FTX, like Raul Ligma over here. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad. Okay, but jokes aside, let's get into it. It's really serious, and just like Bawdy said and we discussed, even if you lost everything, and some people have, and I tweeted about it, and some other people did, please, like even if you're my age in the 20s, I mean, you do have your chance to make it back. But even if you don't, just don't please, like, you'll find something else. You'll make it through. It's really sad, but things like this happen. So essentially, FTX,
moral of the story: it's the story we already know. If you're going to use try not to use centralized exchanges, right? By all means. But if you are, take your crypto off, like right away. Just use it for purposes of exchanging. Better yet, if you need to do that, might as well use an instant exchange, right? Might as well use something else where you could instantly transfer, even if it's not truly decentralized. These instant exchanges are safer in that, there's no rug to pull, right? They're not going to pull the rug on one person making their transaction. That the business model wouldn't really work for them. So, just be smart about it, guy. I think anybody listening to this show should already know, right?
You would hope
Don't keep your crypto on exchanges. Really try not to use exchanges for purposes of obtaining crypto. But if you do, pull it off.
Possession is 10/10 of the law in crypto.
The convenience isn't worth it. It can cost you dearly.
Exactly. I mean, I hate to say it. If you're a Monero bro, you should already know these things. And I hate to, for lack of better phrasing, you should almost kind of root for these things to happen because it's exposing the flaws in the system, and it's leading us towards where crypto needs to be, which is just truly decentralized ecosystem where we use our crypto. So the failure of FTX ultimately is a good thing. Plus, driving the price of crypto down, allowing those that understand crypto to accumulate more.
Thank you, FTX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah,
moving on from FTX. Let's move on to another story.
Move on.
Another topic.
Okay, I just wanted to say, someone wrote in the comments, HBS, as I've said in this very thread, neither MiCA nor TFR forbid self-custody. They only require CASPS to enforce FATF, a travel rule, when they send or receive funds from self-hosted wallets. So I just wanted to say that. Okay, so essentially, I'll just go over whatever FTX I have really fast. Essentially, Binance wanted to help FTX out. That didn't work out. They pulled out. FTX is under WEF, I think. They have articles on the exchange, so that's very suspicious. And this was really weird. Failed crypto exchange FTX was run by 10 people who lived together and were involved romantically. So FTX and Alameda have been playing with your money while they were having orgies, essentially, I guess. Whatever. Moving on.
Okay, I haven't heard that one. All right, interesting.
Yeah,
it's like fake exchange.
At least they were having fun, right? Okay.
Oh God. Well, I'm not even sure if that's true. But yes, moving on. Don't trust FTX. Don't trust anybody. Like as we've discussed, use Kraken, use Binance just to get Monero and just take it off. And banks are not your friend either. Nigeria's central bank freezes accounts of police brutality protesters. Biden administration wants to make it easier to seize crypto without criminal charges. Wells Fargo closes accounts, claiming high risk. What is high risk? Please give me a chance. WeChat users in China are handwriting apologies to get their banned accounts back. Don't trust banks. Don't trust CEXs. Don't trust them. This is the CEO of Alameda. She's 28 and she's a Harry Potter fan. Whatever. But this article details her story and how she became the CEO of Alameda, and it's very interesting because in the beginning she wasn't. Wait, where is it? So I can use the words that he says. There were a bunch of decisions, a lot of which were really uncertain, and that this was terrifying. So she was put in a position that she was not eligible to be in. She didn't have the knowledge to, and they've done a lot of things, moving funds around, and it led to what happened essentially. Now, whenever you see a high all in a thread from a CEO, it's usually not a good thing. Today I filed FTX US, and Alameda for voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the US. I'm really sorry again that we ended up here. It's sad, but yeah.
Tony, any other FTX? I mean, I think we got the gist with FTX. It's a disaster.
yeah.
I don't even want to give it any more attention, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on because we're at 15%. So
Yeah, move on.
Okay. You're against our FTX. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. Well, this is also FTX. Should I? Well, essentially, Canadian teachers pension plan have invested in FTX, and
we're off again. Oh, we're back.
You're back. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, the Canadian teachers pension plan invested in FTX, and obviously they lost their money, but the amount that they invested was so small. They have billions of dollars invested, so 95 million is nothing.
Almost there, guys.
And
wow, this is pretty painful.
Then we have.
Look at that. In and out.
Can you guys hear me?
I don't know.
Can you guys hear me?
I really do not know.
No? Can you guys in the chat hear me? Because if you do, then I'll just keep going.
Trying to connect to another Wi-Fi or something every once in a while.
Oh, it's on this one.
Hear something.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, but it's pretty bad. The connection is bad. Chat here's okay.
Just keep talking. Keep talking.
Okay. So Er Chichone, I think that's how you say it, used to work for Haven, but he doesn't anymore. He decided to they froze in the Matrix, yeah. He decided to part ways and work on different things. And he used to work on Monero tools for the past 6 years, but he decided to move on, and then Cake Wallet is taking over Haveno. So it's going to be interesting where that's going to go. Now, let's talk about the Feds having a lot of Bitcoin. They have probably the most amount of Bitcoin. They have 210,000 Bitcoins, which is a lot. It's a lot of Bitcoins. So it's really interesting. It's double the stash of Michael Saylor, and I guess like over time they'll just keep accumulating. So it's just interesting. They have 90,000 from Razel Khan, 50K from Silk Road Exploiter, and 70K Silk Road Bitcoin seized in 2020. This is an article explaining what happened with the recently seized Bitcoin, the 50K Bitcoin that have been seized. That essentially they have been unlawfully obtained from the dark web. And I have in this tweet detailing a bit more. So Jimmy Tong, Silk Road hacker of 50K Bitcoin, was defeated by simple address reuse. So if you do choose to use Bitcoin to move your funds around or do certain activities like this, why won't you just use Monero? Because it's much easier and you don't need to think about all the privacy tools. And in the end, you might even mess up anyway. And I think this is. I had something else, but it got deleted, I guess. That's it for this week. I think. Wait, I think I'm the only one in here. So I hope you guys can still hear me. Let me check again. No, back to FTX. You're alone. Oh, you guys can hear me. Okay. Actually, yeah. Let's go back to FTX because I had a couple more things, and it's unfortunate that they were running out of battery on the laptop. Yeah, let's go into FTX a bit more. The thing that it's really interesting is that such people are in charge, and she talks about. So the CEO of Alameda talks about why would you use a decentralized exchange? Oh, you can hear me. Okay, good. Why should you use a decentralized exchange when you can use FTX or FTT? So let's hear her actually say that.
Well, like, what's the point? Like, why would you want to trade on a DEX? You can just trade on FTX or whatever.
How can you say that? You know, how can you say that? Even if you work for Binance or whoever or Kraken, I think even the CEO of Kraken or the ex-CEO of Kraken said at one point, like, you should self-custody your crypto. You shouldn't hold it in these exchanges. So it's unfortunate that such people are in charge. And let's look
Absolutely
at
could pull it
another
off without
video.
a math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of like elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool. I'm trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
Yeah, so not having a stop loss on your trading platform is definitely a big risk to take within your company. I definitely would like to have, if I was trading still, I would like to have my my stop losses. But yeah, such people are in charge, and let's see if I have anything else on FTX that we didn't really go into. Let's actually look up Sam on WEF. I wonder if his profile is on WEF. So not FTX, but him himself. I did find a no stop loss clip on my own earlier. Lol. Yeah, like you want to have that, Jesus. Like, or unless maybe there's some reason that I don't know about. But let's look up Sam Bankman Fried. Yeah. On WEF, and let's see if we can find them.
Yeah.
And no, we can't. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The young WEF superstar exchange collapsed. Yeah, I did not expect FTX to collapse. That was such a big news. Oh no, they're back.
You want to go downstairs with the Wi-Fi and maybe say bye to everyone?
Yeah. Let's actually go over until they're back. Let's keep talking about FTX. Let's go over this article which talks about the CEO of Alameda. So she's currently 28 years old, and let's see. Let's look into it. So her name is Constance Wang. She's a 28-year-old ex-Credit Suisse analyst, running the day-to-day operations of FTX. And
He's on. He's talking.
wait. Let's. Tony, doing great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just gonna keep going until they come back, guys. I did read this article before, but let me just find certain points that I thought that were interesting. So before joining Alameda as a trader in March 2018, Ellison spent 19 months as a junior trader at Jane Street. That's where Sam allegedly started as well. And she was persuaded to join Alameda by SBF, who also previously worked for Jane Street, as I said. When she quit Jane Street, Ellison said that she felt bad for staying such a short amount of time. However, this feeling quickly dissipated when she arrived at Alameda and discovered that she had kind of more trading experience than a lot of Alameda traders anyway. In light of what has transpired, Ellison's podcast sounds a lot like a list of reasons why you need some experienced people around to help with decision making. She says she was kind of thrown into making decisions at Alameda and that this was a shock after her 19 months at Jane Street, where the decisions she'd made had been pretty circumscribed. By comparison, in a startup like Alameda, Ellison said she found herself making a bunch of decisions, a lot of which were really uncertain, and that this was terrifying. Yeah, so it's how can you even be in this position when you know that you'll handle so much money and that you'll have to handle people's trust, it's really unfortunate. So moving on, if you're watching this video, this specific clip, please, if you're gonna use these platforms, use them just to get your crypto that you want, and then just get it out. Just get it out, Don't hold it, because we've already seen just this year alone, Voyager. I had friends that had their funds in Voyager. That I'm not sure if he's going to get his money back, and he had quite a bit. Then FTX, and then yes, quite a few Celsius as well. I did not see this coming at all. And FTX used to be the second biggest CEX in the world, as I know. So that's interesting. Now, I'm not sure if I can find a tweet, but I've seen a tweet. I'm not sure if let's actually see if I can find it. But essentially, this person had a lot of money on FTX, and he talked about how let's see if I can find it. This person talked about how they just lost everything, because the person just put all his money. So I don't think I'm gonna find it now. I thought I retweeted, but whatever. But essentially, this person tweeted that I put all my life savings, I maxed out my credit cards just to buy crypto to have on FTX, and now he has nothing, and he has 3 kids. His wife left him, and he's in a very dire position. And he said that he'll never touch crypto again. And in a way, these are positive things, but it's going to have a long-lasting effect on the people that have gone through these exchanges and have suffered immense losses, and it's going to be harder for them to come back into these exchanges or into crypto. Sorry. So it's, in a way, I guess it's a good thing, but also a very bad thing. It's a very bad situation. It's kind of interesting how obviously crypto wasn't made for to be held on custodial wallets and centralized exchanges. So it's interesting how they're failing one by one. But yeah, you have so many options. And you can go on Monerujo. You can get this. You can get a Cake Wallet, of course, and use that and put your crypto into that. So there's so many things that you can do. In the meantime, until I'm not sure if they're
Tony,
muted.
Tony, we're back.
Okay.
So you finished off the news?
Yeah, I did.
So thanks for keeping it going, man. So we had to move from the roof. We lost access. We were using regular cellular to connect. We thought it was reliable. But yeah, I think we'll just close it out from here. You guys, is there anything you guys want to say to close it out? I wish we had a better setup going right now.
Guys, Stoic, Monero Boating Club.
Come to Monerotopia, buy your tickets, and see you in Mexico. I second that.
Stoic, is there anything you want to say about the book? I know people are anticipating that.
Look,
if we got another hour, I can go on a rant.
Yeah, just a little.
I don't know, but I mean, the book in general will probably be ready by hopefully early next year. So I want to have pre-orders ready by the end of the month. Like I've pretty much finished the draft as such, but it's obviously takes time to go over and all this kind of thing. So yeah, short of going on an hour rant, maybe we can have like another podcast or something.
Is there any hope that we might, we might be selling, or you might be selling these books by the time Monerotopia rolls around?
Oh yes.
Oh, very
There's
cool.
a lot of hope of that.
Very cool.
So it should, like I say, should be out early next year. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I was originally planning to have it out by the end of the year, but it didn't pan out that way. Obviously, a lot of things stack up and time passes. Just the way it is, time passes. And so early next year at the absolute latest, and like I say, pre-orders will be up and ready by the end of the month, God willing.
All right, guys, we apologize for the poor audiovisual. Not the first time on Monerotopia. I will say though, at the conference, we promise you we will have very, very good audio visual for those that are at the conference, and we will be streaming it. I can't promise there won't be any hiccups with the streaming, but we are going to try our best to make that really smooth. We're working on that. We're working with the venue. They really do appear to have their shit together with running those types of things, so we should be good with that. So don't let this be an example of what the audio visual will be like at Monerotopia 2023. And,
listen, last time, so we had 3 of them, right? And she
Tony
showed them
ran
to me.
our audio
Let me explain before you hate on me. Let me explain, okay? And then we're done. So she gave me 3 of them. I forget her name, but the one that owns the building. And she gave me 3 of them, and she said, yeah, they worked. She's so good. Yeah, sure. You obviously saw how good they were. And then, because we thought they worked, so whatever. But it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better. So the links are in the description. If you want to check out the news, check out the website, get your tickets, come to Mexico. Like you guys wanted Mexico, so show up, come to Mexico, and fuck, I wish I was there, but I guess I'll just be here and be depressed, but that's fine. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so we'll leave it at that, Tony. Thank you so much. We're gonna go actually explore for a restaurant where we're gonna hopefully we'll find one that we could do the speakers dinner at. And yeah, we hope to maybe do a Twitter Spaces about Monerotopia soon as well. That's probably a better venue for everybody to be able to participate and chat. We could talk about what the event is going to include. And I actually have some questions I want to ask to the community in terms of what direction they want to go with a few things, in terms of what projects and things we're looking to incorporate into highlighting at Monerotopia. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Tony, thank you,
Bye,
man.
guys.
Thanks for holding it down.
Good to see you, Tony.
Good to see you guys. Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye. Adios. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Monerotopia episode. We stream live shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube and Odyssey, or listen to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter or join us in the Monerotopia Telegram group. See you all next week.